Growing up, we all dream of where we'll be as adults, careers, where we'll live, when we'll get married, and how many kids we hope to have. But for millions of couples, the seemingly simple plan to start a family can become an emotional journey with twists and turns few ever dream of.
5 years ago, I would have never thought we would be where we are. And every year, every holiday, every family vacation, every just milestone you go through, and you think in your mind, well, next year will be different. Every year when we go to the beach, next year is going to be different. We'll have our own child next year, and it's been 5 years and it's never been different.
Awareness about infertility has increased over the last several years. Everyone's infertility journey is also different. For my wife and I, the last 5 years have involved surgeries, countless tests, shots, medications, one hospital stay, one egg retrieval, and many sleepless nights.
It takes a lot out of your body, it takes a lot out of you emotionally, and sometimes it gets hard to keep going, but yet we keep going. We haven't given up yet.
Last year, through the miracle of science, we froze 12 embryos, and in October, we're able to have our first transfer. That was heartbreaking to learn was not successful.
We lost one of our embryos, and that was a potential child. So that's a loss that you have to allow yourself to grieve, and I think it's a part of infertility that's not really talked about.
Infertility is a disorder that affects 1 in 6 couples.
In 2021, around 3% of babies born in the U.S. were the result of some form of fertility treatment, and although it may seem low, the statistic has tripled over the last 20 years.
And that's due to the availability of very specific and very successful treatment methods.
Dr. Tamir Yeltsin-Kaya with Carolina's Fertility Institute says the science around reproductive medicine has primarily been focused on treatments rather than testing to find the root cause. About 30% of fertility struggles are linked to a female partner. 30% can be linked to the male partner, but the remaining causes of infertility leave about 40% of couples with more questions than answers. Even with scientific advances, the success rate of IVF is only 55% for women under 35. In addition to the emotional toll the journey can take, it's also expensive. A single round of IVF can total more than $20,000, and it's not covered under most insurance plans.
It's expensive. It's countless appointments. You're going early in the morning. You're sometimes trying to hide it from your coworkers and your family and your friends. You're getting to the clinic at 6:30 in the morning sometimes to have an ultrasound and blood work drawn, and you have to go multiple days in a row. There's just a lot to it that I don't think people fully understand.
Sarah Ikas and her husband underwent 10 years of fertility treatments before finding success with donor embryos. Now they have 2 children of their own, and Ikas has focused her attention on supporting others through their infertility journey, leading a support group through Resolve, the National Infertility Association.
I felt so alone for so long. I never wanted anyone else to feel as lonely as I felt on that journey. So if just one person could get out there and say their journey and say I've gone through this and say how hard it is, I think it helps other people to hear that.
Just being able to meet other couples, other women who have gone through this, who cheer you on, who say, yeah, this journey is hard and it sucks. I mean, it does. And also just the other women that just give you the permission and validate your feelings, but also give you the permission that say, hey, if you're done, that's okay too. This is a lot. And if you're done, it's okay.
If you haven't traveled this road, it can be hard to understand why it's so difficult, why it's so emotionally taxing, and why it's not as easy for you as it seems to be for everyone else.
Be understanding. Be aware that they might need some space from things that are baby related, and that they are happy for you. They're just not able to show it necessarily, because what they're going through is trauma, and it's hard, and it's lonely sometimes.
Kind of looking at where we've been, our story is still being written. We haven't reached the end of our book yet.
Right. And I think about when we got married, we had part of our guest book was this thing where people filled out what year that we were going to have children. And I don't know that we've looked at that in a while, and I just wonder if anybody had put, 2024, which is what we hope now. Do we know that that's going to happen? No. But I wonder if anybody even thought that it would take us this long.
As for our journey, the next chapter will come in December as we lean on faith, family, and one another, hoping for the greatest gift of all. Daniel Cruz, WFMY News 2.
Well, experts say couples should see a doctor if they have struggled to get pregnant for at least a year with no success. There are many resources out there for couples needing help. We've included them in this story on our website.